news across the country. First, the headlines. INEC seeks successful prosecution of sponsors of electoral offenders. Stakeholders commended Osun government for financial intervention to OSBC. OSBC report of the week focuses on Osun at 31. Defense headquarters confirms the arrest of 8 terrorists in Abuja. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC says electoral process cannot be completed without effective sanctions on violators of electoral laws. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, made the assertion at the public hearing organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters in Abuja. Professor Yakubu thanked the chairman of the committee and the leadership of the National Assembly for organizing the public hearing, coming 4 months after a similar public hearing on the same bill by the Senate Committee. The INEC chairman noted that this is the closest the nation has come to the passage of the long overdue National Electoral Offences Commission bill into law, expressing hope that in the next few months the National Assembly will pass the bill so that it will not suffer the fate of previous efforts which were enjoyed at the end of the lifespan of the Assembly. He, however, stressed that the electoral process cannot be said to be completed until violators of the electoral laws and their sponsors are successfully prosecuted. Governor Adegboyega Oyetola has inaugurated the Implementation Committee for the proposed University of Ilesha. He said the upgrade of the existing Osun State College of Education Ilesha to a full-fledged university is not a product of fanciful effort, but rather a product of thorough and rigorous interrogation, characteristic of the culture of deep engagement for which his administration is noted for. This is even as the governor noted that the proposed university has been carefully conceived as a thoroughly entrepreneurial and innovative institution that will be funded through a mix of sources such as the government, community, industry, and other stakeholders without exerting unnecessary pressures on the finances of the state. Inaugurating the Implementation Committee in his office, State Government Secretary at Osogbo, Governor Oyetola assured that the running of the affairs of the university when established will be a model. The committee will be working with members of the interface team, which include the Chief of Staff, Dr. Charles Akinola, Commissioner for Education, Mr. Folorunsho Oladoyin, Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Femi Akonde, and Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Bola Oyebamiji. It will be recalled that the State House of Assembly on Monday, the 8th of this month, passed into law the bill seeking to upgrade the Osun State College of Education Ilesha to a full-fledged university. The management and staff of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation have pledged unalloyed support to Governor Adegboyega Oyetola for his quick response and commitment to the pressing needs of the corporation. In a statement by the Public Relations Department, OSBC, the members and management of OSBC conglomerate espoused the exemplary leadership of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola for the procurement of state-of-art equipment for the station. The statement noted that the equipment has not only boosted the output quality of the OSBC, it has also widened its signals across geographical boundaries. According to the statement, OSBC staff and management eulogized the prompt intervention of the state governor and the payment of renewal license fees of the corporation, which prevented the station from being closed down by NBC for failure to defray backlog arrears of the renewal fees. It will be recalled that the NBC recently withdrew the operational licenses of some television and radio stations in the country, a measure that has resulted to economic loss to the affected stations and crippled their programs. The entire executive and members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, OSBC Chapel, and its sisters union, Radio and Television Theatre Art Workers Union, have described Governor Adegboyega Oyetola as an exceptional leader who regards information and journalism in high esteem. This is contained in a release jointly signed by the chairman, Comrades Nathaniel Oyegope of NUJ and Tayo Fagbon of Ratao. The release appreciates the governor for footing the bill given to OSBC conglomerate by the embassy to renew its license. The release appreciates Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, saying that if not for him, perhaps the voice of the West OSBC would have been off air by now. The leadership of the two unions says the action taken by the state government will remain remarkable as it has sustained relative information that will keep the people of Osun State informed through the largest broadcast of OSBC conglomerates. The governor of the state of Osun, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, has been commended for demonstrating proactiveness in putting Osun State Broadcasting Corporation conglomerate on global space by providing equipment needed to compete favorably among its peers around the world. The Director General OSBC, Mr. Rashid Folarame, gave this commendation during the OSBC NUJ Week public lecture and Honors Day held at OSBC Pen Resource Center, Ileawiye Okebale, Osogbo. Omotayo Adebodu has the details.
As part of activities marking the 2022 OSBC NUJ Chapel Pen Week, public lecture and conferment of honorary award was organized in appreciation of distinguished personalities who had made impact in the society as well as their notable service to humanity. In his remarks, the Director General OSBC, who led the array of other directors to the event, lauded Governor Adegboyega Oyetola for his efforts in making the state-owned broadcasting station stand out for excellence among its peers. He called on members of the union to be professional in their reportage, be fair and unbiased.
Thank God, and we appreciate Mr. Governor for what he has done and what he has been doing for us and what he has promised to do for us. I would only want to appeal to OSBC to continue to be professional. Keep being professional. It is safe to be professional.
A lecture delivered by the senator representing Osun Senatorial District, Dr. Ajibola Bashir, titled "The Place of Legislature in a Constitutional Democracy." He explored the historical and empirical significance of democracy vis-a-vis the role of journalists in Nigeria, as well as constitutional democracy legislative power of elected representatives. He also teased out the function of legislature, which is not limited to legislation oversight function, as well as monitoring of public funds by means of check and balances among the arms of government.
Journalists are supposed to educate, utilize and sensitize members of the public, and also offer constructive criticism for those in power and provide solutions for development of our people.
In his royal remarks, the Olororuwo of Ororuwo, Oba Kamaldeen Adeyanju, urged all members of NUJ to keep up the good work and never to lower their standard.
They should not forget the ethic of that profession. The report you want to give, try to be very, very objective. Don't be biased and don't be politically influenced because of one reason or the other.
Earlier in his welcome address, the OSBC NUJ chairman, Comrade Nathaniel Oyegoke, appreciated the effort of the planning committee and the commitment of all members of the union, while promising that the union will continue to uphold the ethics of journalism. In the same vein, the NUJ chairman in Osun State, Comrade Wasiu Ajadusu, stated that Osun State chapter of the NUJ is the best in Nigeria because of its level of professionalism and will do their best to keep it up. Other speakers, which includes the essay to the governor on political matters, Oluomo Sunday Akere, senior special advisor to governor on youth, Mr. Kende Anyotunji, among others, pledged continuous support for the progress of the union. The high point of the ceremony was the conferment of awards of excellence on distinguished personalities, among who were Mrs. Victoria Oyewuse, Alhaji Moshood Oladoshu, Dr. Ajayi Akindele, Comrade Ismail Omekpedan, and Senator Ajibola Bashir. The OSBC NUJ Pen Week wraps up tomorrow with Jumat prayers at Ansaruddin Mosque, Okegada, Ede. Omotayo Adebodun, OSBC News.
The 2022 Pen Week of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, OSBC Chapel, will be rounded off tomorrow with a special Jumat service at Ansaruddin Mosque, Ede. A joint statement by the chairman, organizing committee, Comrade Latif Abuola, and secretary, Comrade Abiodun Babadiya, indicates that the Jumat service is being hosted by the state commander of Amotekun Corps, Brigadier General Bashir Adewinbi. It adds that members of the pen profession would later be hosted by the Chief Press Secretary, CPS Ismail Omekbidon, at his residence in Osogbo. The statement therefore urges members to converge on Ileawiye Okebale, Osogbo tomorrow afternoon for onward journey to Ede. The southwest of Nigeria stood on the threshold of history 31 years ago, when the federal military government headed by General Ibrahim Babangida by proclamation carving out Osun State from the then Oyo State. While Osun State creation is now history in the annals of events of the country, a number of issues are making the state prominent in the current affairs. These include the political and social development as well as economic growth being recorded since August 27, 1991, when the state was created till date. Osun State Broadcasting Corporation OSBC will tomorrow bring to your listening pleasure the myriad of challenges and achievements of Osun State in a documentary tagged Osun at 31. The documentary will transmit live on OSBC radio and television between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. We blow our teaming audience to stay tuned. This is the news across the country coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation. Ilea Wiye Okebale Oshobo, Voice of the West. Now at mid-news message. Rule of law and constitutionalism coupled with the citizens' right are the main determinants of a sovereign nation. Be law-abiding. Report of the week today centers on Osun at 31 with a recap on the journey so far. The report is put together by Abimbola Babatunde of our News Directorate and read by Oluchi Amuda.
It was a mixed joy when Osun State was created out of old Oyo State 31 years ago. It was a mixed joy because of the challenges or what many regarded as teething problems that often confront a new project. On another hand, the birth of Osun elicited joy because it was a dream come true for the people who had yearned for accelerated development. 31 years down the line, that singular act creation of the state has indeed revived up the pace of economic growth and development in the state. Taking a retrospective look at the state since its creation, it could be emphasized that the state has been blessed with administrators, civilians and military whose aims were to develop the state and make it work shoulder high among committees of states and the federation. The state could be said to be a product of determination by its founding fathers who struggled and labored assiduously to achieve the creation of the state. All the past civilian governors and their military counterparts tried their best at various times in the history of the state to add their own quarters to its success story. Then Colonel Leo Shegun Ajiborisha was the first military administrator of Osun State. He was there from August 1991 to January 1992. Alhaji Isiaka Adetunji Adeleke was the first civilian governor of the state. He came into power on the platform of the Social Democratic Party SDP in January 1992 and left in November 1993. Then Colonel Abel Akale of Engineering Construction Regiment Ede stepped in as a stopgap administrator for 3 weeks between November and December 1993. Anthony Udofia, who was then a Navy commander, was the administrator from December 1993 to August 1996. Colonel Anthony Obi took over from Anthony Udofia on the 22nd of August 1996 and left in August 1998. Colonel Theophilus Bamigboye served after him from 1998 to 1999. Chief Adebisi Akande became the second civilian governor on the return of democratic governance in the state. He served from May 1999 to May 2003. Prince Olagunsoye Oyinlola succeeded Chief Adebisi Akande and was the governor from May 2003 to November 2010. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola was the governor of the state from November 2010 to November 2018. Incumbent Osun Governor Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola has not only fully sustained and built on the legacies of his predecessors, but his polling resources, however hard it is to surpass their achievements. He assumed office on the 27th of November 2018. News Talk salutes the good intentions of Governor Oyetola and all past governors and military administrators for putting the state on a sound footing of growth and development. 31 years after After its creation, Osun has justified its existence as it has developed its full potentials and leaps steps ahead of its peers. Newstalk appreciates the people of the state for always keeping up with the Omoluabi ethos synonymous with Osun. We also opine that the greatest honor that could be bestowed on the founding fathers of the state is for all and sundry to join hands with government at all levels in effort to spread developmental projects to every nook and cranny of the state.
The report was taken by Muturayo Ayegbayo. The Joint Union Congress of the Police Service Commission has issued a notice of indefinite strike to the management of the commission over a breach of agreement. The union noted that the strike will commence with effect from Monday till next week. Chairman of the Joint Service Union PSC chapter, Mr. Adoyi, disclosed this in an interview with newsmen. The notice is coming amidst disagreement between workers of the Commission, the chairman of the Commission, Mr. Musiliu Smith, and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, on which body should be responsible for recruitment, promotion, and appointment of constables and officers. He noted that the IGP and other police chiefs in connivance with the chairman of the PSC have overruled the constitutional duty of the PSC. Mr. Adoyi added that the IGP has allegedly taken it upon himself to carry out the functions of the PSC in flagrant disregard of the Nigerian Constitution, a verdict of the appeal court, and the authorities of the PSC. The police command in Lagos State has confirmed the killing of an inspector by gunmen in Kokaguda area of Lagos. The spokesman for the command, SP Benjamin Udeyin, told newsmen today in Lagos that the inspector was inside a tricycle when he was shot. The spokesman, however, said that the command had commenced investigation to track and arrest the gunmen. Mr. Udeyin said that the inspector was posted to a bank, but that the incident didn't happen at his duty post. He said that the identity of the deceased will only be revealed after contacting his family members. Hoodlums today unleashed violence on residents and commuters at Ijanike community in Ojo local government area of Lagos State, leaving several people injured. The rampaging crowd suspected to be cultists was said to have disrupted activities at the shoe, bag and textile market, causing traders to scamper to safety. It was gathered that they also blocked the Badagry Expressway, grounding vehicular movement to and fro Lagos in that axis. According to sources, the violence broke out following disagreements between two monarchs in the area. It was learned that part of the problem was an alleged assault on an Awori native by masquerade participating in the anniversary celebrations. To protest the assault on the native, hoodlums wielding guns, machetes, charms, and other dangerous objects were said to have ordered vehicles to turn back. Motorists who attempted to resist them were beaten up and their vehicles vandalized, said a driver who witnessed the incident. Report has it that there have been court clashes in Ejaniki and Oto, which have left no fewer than 3 persons killed. Meanwhile, residents have protested the assault meted on one Chima Emmanuel, an operative attached to Janike Division of the Nigerian Police. In the meantime, the Ogun State Police Command has arrested a 23-year-old woman, Mary Olatayo, for allegedly selling her 3-week-old baby for 600,000 naira. The command's police public relations officer, Mr. Bimbola Oyeyemi, disclosed this in a statement today. Mr. Oyeyemi said a suspect was arrested following a complaint from the father of the baby. The PPRO said the father reported the matter at Mowe Divisional Headquarters, narrating that he met Mary Olatayo some time ago and they started dating each other. The PPRO said the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Larry Bankwale, has ordered the transfer of the suspect to the Anti-Human Trafficking and Child Labor Unit of the State Criminal Investigation Department for further investigation. The Commissioner of Police has directed that everything possible must be done to recover the baby. Defense Headquarters has confirmed the arrest of terrorists in Deide Abattoir, a suburb in Abuja Municipal Area Council, and Dukba Village in Gwagwalada Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory. It said 8 of the terrorists were arrested during a raid on their hideout by troops of the Guards Brigade. A cache of arms and ammunition, including 5 AK-47 rifles, 3 pump-action gun, machetes and knives, as well as large quantities of items suspected to be cannabis, sativa were recovered. It will recall that 2 officers and 6 soldiers were killed in an ambush by the terrorists in Buhari a month ago, triggering fear among Abuja residents. There have been speculations about the existence of Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African Province sleeper cells in the FCT. Addressing defense correspondents at the bi-weekly media briefing, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Damadami, said on Saturday, the 13th of this month, troops of Guards Brigadier raided some suspected terrorist hideouts at Dede, Abattoir and Abuja Municipal Area Council and Dupa Village in Gwagwalada Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, on the theaters of operation in the northeast, northwest and north central. The director said the military has continued the massive deployment of air power against the terrorists and bandits. The national under-20 women's team Falconets are back in the country after crashing out in the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica. Adeyemi Aboden has more on sports updates.
Several issues about their traveling plans to Nigeria. The Falconets has fully returned to the country. The team represented Nigeria in the 2022 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica and crashed out in the quarter-final after they lost 0-2 to the Netherlands. On their way back to the country, the team has to sleep over at the Turkey airport due to a mix-up in their traveling arrangement. The team has finally arrived the country late on Wednesday and was received by the Secretary General of the Nigerian Football Federation, Mohammed Sanusi, and Toyin Ibitoye, who represented the Minister of Youth and Sport Development. In his address, Sanusi apologizes to the entire team and promised that their bonuses and allowances will be paid timely. Meanwhile, Ghana Women's League champions Ampem Dakwa Ladies held Nigeria champions Bayelsa Queens to a goalless draw in the second group game of the Wafu B CAF Champions League qualifiers in Yamoussoukro, Cote d'Ivoire. In the first group game, Bayelsa Queens walloped Atleta Ladies of Togo 5-0, while Dakwa Ladies trashed USFA 3-0. The Nigerian champions faced tougher opposition in the Dakwa team, and both teams had to share the spoil, a point apiece. Bayelsa Queens will face USFA Ladies in the final group game, and a draw will guarantee their progress into the semi-final of the tournament. In the meantime, the preliminary rounds of the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederation Cup will kick off on the 9th of next month. According to the Continent Soccer Governing Body, CAF, a total of 58 clubs will feature in the CAF Champions League, while 50 clubs registered for the CAF Confederation Cup. Rivers United and Plateau United will represent Nigeria in the CAF Champions League, while Raymond Stars and Kwara United will campaign in the CAF Confederations Cup. Meanwhile, ahead of the 2022-2023 Nigerian Professional Football League season, Kwara United has unveiled a new manager that will tinker the team. The management of the club on Wednesday unveiled Audu Mohammed as the new manager of the club going into the new season. The Afoja Warriors finished in the 4th position on the league table last season and will represent the country in the CAF Confederations Cup. Coach Mohammed is highly experienced, having worked in the Sudanese League and also with Katsina United. Ahead of the 4th window of the 2023 FIBA World Cup qualification games holding in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria's men national basketball team, the Tigers, are upbeat about their chances to pick a ticket to the Global Championship. The team is presently in Abidjan, held its 6th training session Wednesday to keep it in top shape ahead of its opening game against host Cote d'Ivoire tomorrow, Friday. Sport Update returns tomorrow. My name is Adeyemi Abodere.
Report of the week centers on Osun 31 with a recap on the journey so far. The report is put together by Bimbola Babatunde of our News Directorate and read by Oluji Amuda.
It was a mixed joy when Osun State was created out of the old Oyo State in August 27, 1991 by the then military head of state, General Ibrahim Babangida, 31 years ago. It was a mixed joy because of the challenges of what many regarded as teething problems that often confront a new project. On another hand, the birth of Osun State elicited joy because it was a dream come true. The people had yearned for accelerated development. 31 years down the line, that singular act, creation of the state, has indeed revved up the pace of economic growth and development in the state. Taking a retrospective look at the state since its creation, it could be emphasized that the state has been blessed with administrators, civilians and military whose aims were to develop the state and make it work shoulder high among committee of states in the Federation. The state could be said to be a product of determination by its founding fathers, who struggled and labored assiduously and conscientiously to achieve the creation of the state. All the past civilian governors and their military counterparts tried their best at various times in the history of the state to add their own quotas to its success story. Then Colonel Olusegun Ajiborisha was the first military administrator of Osun State. He was there from August 1991 to January 1992.
I am about to release the appointment of the team that will pilot all the administration of the new state. Therefore, the former acting Chief Judge of Oyo State, Honorable Mr. Justice Akin Agbara, is now the acting Chief Judge of Osun State. The former commissioners in Oyo State, who are indigenes of Osun State, have now been redesignated Assistant Special Advisors, and I have decided to assign them portfolios as follows. Mr. O.A. Panajolo will be the Attorney General, as well as being in charge of Justice Affairs. Chief Ademola Shadiwe, Finance. Dr. Oluwole Onowumi, Health. Mrs. Sirifatu A. Ajao, Agric, Commerce and Industry. Engineer E.A.A. Famuboni, Information, Social Development, Youth and Sport. Lieutenant Colonel P.O. Odediro, retired, will be in charge of education. The Ministry of Works, Housing and Transport will be directly supervised by me as the military administrator.
Late Alhaji Isiaka Adetunji Adeleke was the first civilian governor of the state. He came into power on the platform of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, in January 1992 and left in November 1993. Then Colonel Abel Akale of Engineering Construction Regiment, Ede, stepped in as a stopgap administrator for 3 weeks between November and December 1993. Anthony Udofia, who was then a Navy commander, was the administrator from December 1993 to August 1996. Colonel Anthony Obi took over from Anthony Udofia on the 22nd of August 1996 and left in August 1998. Colonel Theophilus Bamiboye served after him from 1998 to 1999. Chief Adebisi Akande became the second civilian governor on the return of democratic governance in the state. He served from May 1999 to May 2003. Prince Olagunsoye Oyinlola succeeded Chief Bisi Akande and was the governor from May 2003 to November 2010. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola was the governor of the state from November 2010 to November 2018. Incumbent Osun Governor Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola has not only fully sustained and built on the legacies of his predecessors, but is pulling resources, however hard it is, to surpass their achievements. He assumed office on the 27th of November 2018. OSBC News salutes the good intentions of Governor Oyetola and all past governors and military administrators for putting the state on a sound footing of growth and development. 31 years after its creation, Osun has justified its existence as it has developed its full potentials and leapt steps ahead of its peers. OSBC News appreciates the people of the state for always keeping up with the Omoluabi ethos synonymous with Osun. It believes that the greatest honor that could be bestowed on the founding fathers of the state is for all and sundry to join hands with government at all levels in effort to spread developmental projects to every nook and cranny of the states.
That was the news across the country, edited by Olushola Ibodofo and delivered by Titi Lokwe Ajiboye. For more about us, visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good evening.